Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so we're here to review your second video, and this one is focusing on standards 1, 2, and 3. So standard 1, learner development, is 2, learning differences, and 3, learning environments. So from this particular lesson, some things that I observed. So definitely in terms of learner development, you began the lesson by reconnecting with what had been learned previously, and also engaging the students so they got a chance to tell you what they had learned in the previous lesson, and what they already knew. You also tapping into the English, like making sure that they know what the equivalents are, and so that they're able to make those connections with their own language. Also the use of graphic organizers and modeling, meet some of those different learning styles and using the visuals, so they were able to follow along on their own what they saw on the board, and you modeled that for them. And I think in this instance you did write out the answers, so I think that cut out a lot of the questions that they might have had, like, oh, what did you just say? Yeah. Oh, for the learning environments, there's definitely some routines in place. Students know to come and pick up their packet. You reinforce putting cell phones away. That may or may not last all of the class, but
yeah,
it's the expectation has been set. Also, I did notice, like towards the middle of the lesson, you often refer to the board in the back where you have some notes that seem to stay there all the time. So the students can always kind of have like a little cheat sheet to look up at, which I think is a good strategy.
I actually was looking when they were writing the quiz at the end to see if they will look at the board, but they actually did not, which is a good thing. So it tells me they got it.
Yeah, I think it's good to have that. There was encouragement of the whole group. You used an example of them, like mis estudiantes son fabulosos, and they laughed and had a little bit of fun. And also you tapped into a few of the students and examples of what they were wearing or what they had on their desks. And I think, and at one point, I'm not sure if it's in the video, one of the students who's often not engaged and he sits up front, you used him for an example.
Nick.
Yeah, on the backboard, and he perked up and he was like looking around, and he actually started, I think, engaging a bit more. I think there's a little bit more tendency to focus on this side of the room, and that might also be because this side tends to be a little bit more vocal. So I think we need to think about strategies to get like some of the outliers a little bit more engaged.
That's probably because I have on this side, I put them closer to me, the students who I know that have more issues. And there are some of them who are good students, and I put them next to the ones that need the help. But that section is work better all together independently, so I know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So for like when students arrive late, I think we need some sort of routine to kind of get them up to speed, or maybe have them pair them with someone who can explain to them where they are. Those the block schedules, like maybe try to think of some ways to get them up and moving. Can you do like little gallery walks, or just something to get them up and out of their seats and moving around a little bit more, or like brain breaks in between. And then with pairing, like some of them seemed reluctant to pair. They weren't sure who to go with. There are, like, I know there's like the clock partners, and there's other little pairing strategies for group work.
I have the position where they're sitting. Like if you notice Abdul, for example, he needs help, but the student next to him, it's fantastic. So I have already paired them with students that I know could help the other one.
Right.
Yeah. But I still know that some of them are reluctant.
Yeah, and then
And
just
it
to maybe
doesn't
get
matter.
them working with different people.
Yeah.
And,
Actually, it doesn't matter who I pair them with. Some of them don't want to work.
right, yeah.
That's how it is.
And then, so my last one was about giving encouragement. I did see some of that, and then there was one student who she had her head down for part of the day, and then you had a little side conversation with her.
And then the data, Two things I noticed. One was that they were not looking at the board, like I told you, and two, on the papers, they did fantastic. So even though I know it was a long class, they got it. And
yeah, and they had
it
that
shows.
reference. They were able to flip back and use the learning that they just did. So.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.